Okay, so let's get into Jeudy here a little bit, who was as good as any wide receiver that I've seen in Alabama in a long time. Like I thought Judy George was going to be an absolute star. So the question is it time for him this year? Because when we look at his stats from last year, yeah, they're ugly. You don't want to look at them. I mean, a lot of injuries, and he averaged about 20 yards a game, and he didn't score a touchdown. So naturally he's being drafted right around the Sutton area, which is interesting, George, which tells you that a lot of people in the NFFC feel that Jeudy could be good, if not better than Sutton. And when you look historically speaking at Russell Wilson and what he's done, yes, he had DK Metcalf the last couple of years, but George, who were his main targets for a decade? Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin, a lot of the little dudes over the middle of the field, right? Like, the little rainbow pass, which sort of fits more of what Jeudy does as opposed to Sutton. So I'm curious your thoughts on what you think Judy's expectations are this year.
Yeah, I think what you said there is important. Russell Wilson does throw a good deep ball, a rainbow ball. Yeah, he does. I mean, and hits the target. I think he will, and he will take shots. He's not afraid to take shots. So I think this does fit Jeudy more than Sutton in that way. I think we're gonna get big games out of Jeudy. I do. I think there'll be games he catches one or two of those balls. All right, and all of a sudden the numbers pile up there. But I think Sutton is probably a more consistent threat. That's why. It's what are you more of a gambler, or you want that guy? Going to spread out his numbers and give you the same amount. You know what you're going to get each week. I think it's something I know what I'm going to get each week. Jeudy, I think, will have bigger weeks and also some quieter weeks here. But I have very little doubt that he's going to have probably the best season of his career this year, assuming he plays a majority of the games. I don't know if I don't know if I can bank on anyone to play 17 games in the NFL. I don't know if that's realistic in this sport anymore. But he's got to do more than 10. He can't play 10. Give me 14 plus games, I'll take it. And I got to think once again. He's going to approach the same numbers we're hoping Sutton can, the floor for Sutton, the 1,100, 5, 6 touchdowns. I got to think we're hoping the same thing with Jerry Jeudy. I wonder this. If neither guy reaches those totals, Craig, if neither one gets over 1,000 yards, neither one gets 1,100, how does this offense function? Right? I mean, these guys have to reach those numbers. Have to. There's no other really wide receiver on the roster that's going to really challenge these guys. There's no Tim Patrick. I may like AO at tight end, but he's not going to do that kind of damage. He's not Travis Kelce.
Right.
And the run game is good, but it's not really the focal point here. So I got to think both guys are going to have really solid to good seasons. I'm not going to say great or anything like that, but I think they both can have solid to good seasons where they both get over 1,000 yards.